All right. Welcome back. One and Done Racing Radio Show, WSIC, WDSL, My Connection Channel 4, and live on the web, WSICweb.com. I am assuming we've got a ton of people tuning in on the web right now because we are at JR Motorsports in Mooresville. We're promoting some cool activities coming up this Saturday. We're here with JR Motorsports superstars Josh Wise and Aric Armorola. How are you guys doing today?
Good. Thanks for having us on.
Very cool. Now, we've only got you on for a couple minutes because you guys are like all appearanced out this week, so we appreciate you coming in and spending a couple minutes with us.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, man. So first of all, when's the wedding?
December 11th.
Yeah, very cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Getting excited?
Yeah, I guess. I don't really have a whole lot of involvement in it, to be honest. I'm just worried about racing. She's got that to worry about.
I love that. That's cool. They keep you out of trouble, too.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
right.
Deniability.
Yeah.
I didn't choose those colors. I don't know. I don't know why the flowers aren't here.
I just know how much it costs.
Yes, I'm sure you do.
Good old plausible deniability.
Hey,
for that.
And Josh, before we start talking, I wanted to give an update. I just got an update from Terre Haute. You heard about Shane, right?
Yeah.
They had surgery last night, and he has feeling back in his arms. Looks like they've got blood going to the legs, and he had a little bit of movement in the legs.
Really?
And came through surgery 100% awesome. He's exceeding expectations every time. And those of us that have met Shane Meal know that he's stubborn as heck, so he definitely wouldn't let that beat him. So,
yeah, that's good news for sure.
Yeah.
I got to know Shane pretty well last year, racing sprint cars in Indiana and stuff, the stuff I did, and I really like him, man. He's a good guy, and, you know, I didn't know him in his past, so I don't know what he was, you know, and but I know he knows he made mistakes and everything, and he's done a lot to really, really improve his life, you know, and really really startled me, you know, when I heard that had happened, you know, and it's just good to see that he's improving like he is now. We
were just with him. I was hosting 3 Wide Life, and we were at Wilkesboro watching the modifieds and the Pro Cup cars run, and he wheeled a modified. He had it won 3 laps to go. Go figure. One of the Myers boys got into him, and they had like a little mini madhouse thing happen in the pits afterwards.
Madhouse.
It was. He's won in a ton of different cars now. He's won in the USAC stuff a couple times this year. He's won in a modified. We all know he's won in the trucks. He was the first guy to win for Billy Blue. So he's obviously a really talented race car driver. And hearing some rumblings that he was even considering going IRL racing next year. So I'm hoping he gets, you know, he can start the road to recovery. It's not going to be an easy road for sure, but lots of prayers and thoughts going out to him. I thought you'd want to hear the good news about an open wheel guy. You started an open wheel, and are you a California guy?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so started an open wheel, kind of the same idea as Jeff Gordon type situation. How did you end up in heavy stock cars, and how much fun are you having now?
Man, I don't even know. You know, it's been a crazy journey, but yeah, I just, like you said, I grew up racing sprint cars, and it was always my dream to race for a living. And when I was little, I just wanted to race sprint cars for a living. You know, that was kind of all I knew, and you know, things just progressed, and I had good success just driving for my parents and you know, limited funding equipment and stuff. And one of the people that took notice was Tony Stewart. So that was probably my big break, you know, as Tony Stewart hired me to come drive for a sprint car team.
Okay.
In 2004, I guess it was. And, you know, won championships for him and a ton of races. And he kind of helped my progression out here up to NASCAR and got me hooked up with Michael Waltrip and those guys, and I started over there and just been plugging away out here since then.
Now, you're doing some races for JR. You're also doing some races for some different teams when they need a wheelman. So what do the plans look like for next year? Do you have any idea where you're going to be?
I'm not too sure. You know, right now I don't know what I'm doing week to week. You know, I know I'm doing the 43 car this week,
right?
At Charlotte, and then next week I get to do the 88 car. Aric has a truck race, so I'm real excited about that, and be obviously a great opportunity. It doesn't get much better than here at Junior Motorsports, so I do that, and then just working on some things for the last 3 races after that, and just hope that things work out for next year. You know, ideally, obviously, I'd love to be here at Junior Motorsports and just keep doing my best I can for them and hope that I get that opportunity.
He'll have a job.
Yeah.
He'll have a job. He's too good to be a spectator.
And the interesting thing is you guys have kind of similar pasts, the way that you guys have bounced around from team to team and both ended up here at JR having some success here. What makes you keep wanting to dig to get that next break to finally get the job that you're looking for? Because both of you have had some really, really, really excellent runs in all the series you've been in and lost jobs due to either a lack of sponsorship or just a team changing ownership or a lot of those things that are out of your control. It's not that you didn't run well in the car.
For me, it's just being scared of reality. I mean, the reality is that I'd probably have to go work 8 to 5 job and figure out how to make ends meet to support my new family.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just being scared of reality. I love what I do. I don't take it for granted. You know, I think there was a time that you know, I didn't realize how lucky I was. And when everything gets taken away, you realize, you know, how lucky you were. And if you ever get the opportunity again, that you wouldn't take it for granted. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to have the opportunity to go and do it again, and with a great race team like Junior Motorsports. So I definitely don't take it for granted, and I'm very appreciative every day.
Absolutely.
Pretty similar for me. Like, it's like I told my wife, like, I was, you know, a year and a half ago when I was trying to figure out, is this what I'm supposed to do? And it was like, I don't know how to do anything else. Like, I've driven race cars since I was 7 years old. That's all I've done. I didn't play high school sports. I started college, but it was in mechanical engineering just to help me understand, you know, that side of a race car. And this is all I've ever done, all I've ever sacrificed for in my life. And like, I don't know what I would do, drive an ice cream truck, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's no, because you have to drive those slow.
Yeah, so it's just,
you have to be polite to traffic.
Man, we do have similar pads. Yeah,
it's all. I think it's all we know how to do. You know, so it's you just make it happen, man. And I think we've Aric and I have similarly like struggled to get here. You know what I mean? Like, we've had to work hard and sacrifice a lot. So, you know, the bumps in the road, the whole thing's been a bump in the road. You know what I mean? Whether it's here or whether it's been early in our careers. So it's just another bump in the road, and we're
Well, it makes you respect the journey, though. And it makes you respect every time you get to walk through the garage and suit up. You know,
absolutely.
You take it for granted if you don't have that. So that's good.
I was going to kind of follow up on the question that Mike asked. You guys obviously have both ended up here at Junior Motorsports. What is it about the culture here, or what is it about the situation here that seems to have allowed both of you to run well and kind of thrive here when maybe you struggled at some other places?
You know, I think for me, a lot of the places I've been at, I've been fortunate to be a part of a lot of really good teams. You know, starting off with Joe Gibbs Racing, and then DEI and Ginn, and then they merged to Ganassi. So I've been with a lot of teams, but really they've only been a couple. Joe Gibbs Racing was my first, and that's how I moved to North Carolina. And then it was Ginn when I was going to go share a car with Mark Martin, and then that morphidited into like 3 or 4 other teams. So I have, it seems like when you look at my resume, I've bounced around at a lot of teams, but really I haven't. But you know, I love working at Junior Motorsports. They let you be who you want to be, and they give you all the resources and tools you need to go out and be competitive. I mean, if you look out in our race car shop, they have everything they need to go win races and run for a championship. Yeah. And you know, that's what I love about this place.
I'm going to give you the answer to this question. It's going to be weird, but what is your favorite moment
so is this
from
like
this
Jeopardy?
year?
You
it is.
Yeah.
You have to answer in the
form
of the question.
Form, yeah.
Yeah.
And make sure you say Alex at the end of the end.
You've had a lot of cool stuff happen this year, but I would guess, as a driver myself, being asked to suit up and get in the 48 car would have been my number one. And then not only that, but going out and running within a tenth of a second of a guy like Jimmy Johnson, and having the cameras on those guys and having them make the faces that they made. And they were impressed, man. Yeah. Jeff was impressed. Jimmy was impressed. Chad was impressed. Is that the number one thing of the year, or winning your truck races, or getting
for me, honestly, winning the truck race at Michigan was by far the highlight of my year. Going and doing what I did with the 48 was phenomenal for me. It was great for my career, and to be able to, that was a great footstep into the door of Hendrick Motorsports, and I think that helped facilitate a lot of things over here at Junior Motorsports. So you know, I'm very grateful for that. Mm-hmm. But for me, the highest of highs this year has been winning at Michigan. My first win this year was at Dover, and that was special because it was my first win. But even after the win, there was a lot of naysayers because Kyle ran out of gas, and that was the race where Kyle and Hornaday and a bunch of people. Yeah, we had a good truck. We blew a right front tire, got 2 laps down. and actually made one of the laps up the old-fashioned way.
Nice.
And then got the lucky dog and raced back onto the lead lap and got in contention to win, to where when those guys run out of gas, we ended up winning the race. But Michigan was about a month later, and I finally got to turn all the naysayers down, because I raced Todd and Kyle and Hornaday straight up for the win, and we beat them. So that was pretty special for me, just to be able to go out and win in that fashion.
I was on 7 cylinders the last 20 laps in Michigan, and I had the best seat in the house because I laid back on the restart. And my spotter and I were commentating your win.
Really?
He said, "Oh my God, they're 4 wide. They're not going to make it, dude. Just lift." Oh, they made it. Look at So that was
a great race.
That was a heck of a race.
It was a really cool race.
Do you think you had the confidence? And I know you had the confidence before, but do you think you had just an extra amount of confidence because of the way you ran in the 48? Knowing that you're as good as Jimmy at that instance, do you think you had the confidence to go 4 wide and to get that win with the guys that you just mentioned?
Well, actually, that was the very next week. I raced Michigan, and then I think Loudon was a week or two later. So that was actually before.
Well, maybe the win gave you the confidence to go out there and drive the wheels off the 48.
You know, the thing with the 48 was, I was really, really nervous. That was at Loudon there. That was my first weekend getting in their car, and They went out on Saturday in morning practice and were fastest in practice, and I was like, oh, great.
Set the bar pretty high.
Yeah, and then the last thing you want to do is go get in their car and wreck it, and then be on Sports Center and every other TV show like the guy that just wrecked the fastest race car in practice.
Top 10 plays.
Yeah, and that going out there like that was my #1 focus, was don't be stupid. And I went out there, and in the first couple laps, I was just like, just feeling everything out and very conservative, and I just kept going, and the car was good, and it just go. I think the biggest thing for me on the confidence side was to know that when I get in cars that are capable of going fast, I can go fast.
Sure.
And a lot of times you try to overdo the hand you're dealt, and I've done that in the past and got myself in trouble. So I felt like that for me, getting in good equipment was key, and I've tried to do that from there forward. And when I made a decision over this year to on what I was going to do for my future, that's why I chose JR Motorsports, because I feel like I can come here and be competitive and win races.
That's awesome. Hey, we got 60 seconds. Give me a real quick prediction. Josh, you're in the 43 this weekend. Tell me, what do you think qualify and finish?
Just gotta get in the show and qualifying. We'll be pretty focused on that, obviously. So. Qualify top 20, finish top 15. If we finish 12th, I'd be pretty happy with what we got going.
That's cool. Are you in the 88?
Yep, 88 car this weekend. Man, it's the new car, so we've been trying to learn as much as we can with this new car. We'll have a whole day to test, so I'd really like to go there, qualify good. We've qualified, I think, in the top 10. I think 3 out of the 4 times I've been in the 88 car. So
cool.
Qualify in the top 10, run in the top 10, have a strong day, and never know what could happen at the end.
Very cool. All right, we're going to go to break. We really appreciate you guys coming in. Good luck this weekend while you're doing everything at Charlotte, and you're going to find a ride for next year. I know it, and good luck on everything you guys are doing.
All right, thanks, man.
Thanks for taking the time with us.
Yep.
All right. We'll be back with more of the One and Done Racing Show right after this caution flag. Stay with us.